3 Knicks in double figures, plus Buck Williams. Jamal Mashburn, the only player in double figures for the Heat. Fairly simple in the first half. The Knicks were able to overcome, at least defensively, the loss of Larry Johnson, but the Heat not able to overcome it in the first 2 quarters. Defensively, the loss of Alonzo Mourning.
Well, they found some scoring punch from a man who hasn't been giving it to them, Jamal Mashburn, but really not enough. Jamal, although he had a little good stretch against Charles Oakley, then he became tentative, settling for perimeter jump shots.
Same 5 that started for the Knicks: Starks, Ward, Houston, Oakley, and Cummings. Mark Strickland is in the game for the first time. He starts the second half. Ward underneath, able to bank it on the reverse. Pretty pass inside, and Charlie Ward with his second field goal. Knicks up by 18.
And the reason for Mark Strickland, he's a good open court player. Get out on the break, play above the rim, an energy kind of guy, which is what Miami needs right now.
Hardaway, just 1 of 7 in the first half, knocking down his first shot here in the third. Strickland, by the way, has only played in 2 of the 4 games. He's only played 4 minutes in the series prior to today. Houston on a pull-up. Allen Houston knocks it down. Houston with 12.
That's a really tough cover for Jamal Mashburn, not known for his defense out on the perimeter, does not move his feet that well.
Mashburn with Houston on him down the other end. P.J. Brown left open, and Brown knocking down a shot. Brown with 7 points, 3 of 5 from the field.
And you can see the Knicks defense breaking down there on the post-up opportunity for Mashburn against Houston. Both players should have a lot of problems guarding one another.
Cummings coming up high to set the screen for Starks. Gets by Leonard. Starks on a pull-up. John Starks once again. Starks with 13 points. We call him the X factor before the game. When Starks plays well, the Knicks are a difficult team to beat. Hardaway the penetration. Brown again, this time with a hand in his face, and hits it again.
Well, that's something that the Knicks defense was able to do in the first half. Keep Hardaway from getting in the lane and penetrating. Charlie Ward going over committing there and opening up that lane.
Each team has hit their first 3 shots in a half. They make it 4 in a row for the Knicks as Allen Houston. Now with 14, the Knicks back up by 18.
What defense? Both teams just firing away.
Unlikely shooting numbers here in the third. Hardaway, Strickland on a follow, and Strickland with his first points of the series.
There's that active live body for Mark Strickland, third-year man out of Temple, where he played for John Chaney in what was a pretty much of a slow-down setup. His best game is in that open floor.
Mashburn knocks it away from Houston. Hardaway, beautiful feed down low, and Strickland able to put it in. And Jim Van Gundy wants a 22nd timeout. The Heat did not score a single point in fast break opportunities in the first half. They didn't have a lot of fast breaks, but here they're able to push it up this time.
Tim Hardaway breaking the defense down, and Mark Strickland, too quick, too agile. Nobody gets a body on him as all heads turn toward Hardaway. And actually, Strickland got pushed from behind by John Starks on this play, but running the middle of the floor very nicely. And the Miami Heat, this is the way they can get back into this game, with some good defense and getting out and running, something they were unable to do in that first half.
There you see the numbers shooting to start the period. Mark Strickland, his 3rd year out of Temple, had a great stretch during the course of the regular season because of various injuries to P.J. Brown and Alonzo Mourning. Had some big-time numbers at one point, but has hardly played at all. As you see, hadn't scored prior to Game 5, only played 4 minutes, and did not play at all in 2 of the 4 games.
I think a big reason why Strickland did not play much in those earlier games, so much of playoff basketball is half court. And Strickland certainly doesn't thrive in that area. He's got to get in that open floor.
Heat want to make it an open floor game. Starks the feed to Cummings, and Cummings hacked by Strickland. Terry Cummings will shoot 2 as Strickland picks up his first.
And another reason why Mark Strickland might not get a lot of playing time, he makes a defensive mistake here, not rotating quickly enough. Right away, Tim Hardaway getting into his ear, letting him know about it.
Cummings in the first half, 2 points, 4 rebounds. Buck Williams getting a lot of time. And it's the first one. Of course, coming up next on NBC, Game 2 of our NBA playoff tripleheader. The Houston Rockets and the Utah Jazz do-or-die Game 5 from Salt Lake City. And then, of course, Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. Michael Jordan and the Bulls against Glenn Rice. And the Charlotte Hornets, who beat the Hawks in Atlanta to wrap up that series the other night. 1 of 2 for Cummings. Nick lead is 15. 3 minutes gone by in the third. Mashburn against Oakley. Master tough drive, won't go. Tipped up and in by P.J. Brown.
Like we saw in the first half, Charles Oakley gave a lot of ground to Jamal Mashburn, kept him thinking on the perimeter. This time he got a little bit closer defensively, and it enabled Mashburn to beat him off the dribble.
The Heat have picked up their intensive, as Oakley misses their intensity on the defensive end, I want to say. You can see a difference here to start the third quarter, Matt. Mashburn a three. Starks hauls it down.
And this is the kind of tempo that Miami needs to get back into this game. Force the issue, get it down quickly, take the first good available shot.
Traveling called on Oakley. And the Knicks turn it over.
There, Charles Oakley getting way too close to Jamal Mashburn for his foot speed, enabling Mashburn to get in there, and P.J. Brown following up again. Anytime anybody beats anybody off penetration, all heads will turn. They will gravitate towards the ball, and that's how you get second shot opportunities.
This crowd has come alive. The Knicks led by as many as 19 in the first half, quieting the crowd. Leonard, nice head fake down low in Strickland, and a foul call on Charlie Ward.
All right, that's the first time I heard you mention Sean Leonard in a long time. I think ever since games 2 and 3, when he lit up the Knicks with 25 and 28, Jeff Van Gundy has really set the pit bulls after him to stay very close to Bashawn Leonard.
Bashawn Jordan is what Jeff Van Gundy was calling him, but he's only 1 of 3. Ward with the steal after picking up his third foul. He makes the defensive play there. Houston with a 3. Ball tipped and Starks right there to pick it up. Starks, that's a 3. It's good. John Starks from downtown. And the Knicks back up by 16. 16 points for John Starks. Have a huge game 2 here in Miami. Brown makes the drive, and he's fouled before the shot. Cummings committing the personal. Second foul on Terry Cummings.
Actually, John Starks was initially open on the early part of the play, passed up by Allen Houston, who took his three-pointer. Starks could not wait to get his hands on the ball, as you see the reaction from the Knicks bench.
Timeout Heat. They trail by 16 here in the third.